Alright, this is my second video of the how-to on the Verizon wireless charging back for the Galaxy S3, custom fitted for Sprint using the standard stock battery door case. Anybody who's purchased or held one of these Verizon wireless cases, back doors as they're called, knows that they are thicker than any stock back door that comes with any of the standard Galaxy S3s, and that extra thickness makes it very difficult to put on any type of external case on your Galaxy S3. So basically this video walkthrough is going to explain how to take the inside circuitry out of the Verizon back door and apply it to a Sprint Galaxy S3 and still enable NFC wireless that is built into that battery on the Galaxy S3 for Sprint customers. Alright, let's begin. So upon receiving the Verizon wireless back door, you want to slowly disassemble this black QI panel from the back of the case door, and in doing so peeling it back at the edges. There's glue, and it looks almost like places where they've semi-attached the case to this panel here, but be assured it can come off by hand. You shouldn't have to use any tools. Once you've gone around all four edges and disassembled it and broken it apart, you're going to get something that looks similar to this right here, if I can get it out. Something like this is what it's going to look like. You have to excuse, mine's already been disassembled, but this is the actual wireless coil that interacts with the charging base right here. This interacts with the charging base. This whole piece, this whole square piece, is covered in black sticky goo. Its sole purpose is to help it adhere to the back of the cover, and to keep this in place. Alright, this part of the module is Verizon Wireless's NFC antenna adapter. Again, like I said, on the Verizon wireless, they have an extra two set of prongs on the bottom of their phone that allow for NFC antenna patch through, I guess, or pass through. Flipping it around, you will see you have the two connectors that connect for the NFC, and then you have the two power connectors on this side that attach to the battery prongs. After I got off the black sticky stuff, I tried to put it in my case, and I said take it a step further. So I then began peeling back the individual circuit from the plastic covering, just enough to get that edge right there. Once you get that edge on at least two of the corners, you want to come in with your handy dandy micro flathead, and you kind of want to chisel away on that back side. You want to chisel away at the adhesive. Okay, you're going to see there's a lot of adhesive, and it just takes time and patience, and you're going to wear all the way on the back side of this circuitry, all the way around, as much as you can. Don't try to stop and peel it by hand. You probably will risk damaging the coil and the magnet surface that's on the back side. Once you peel this all the way out, you're also going to use that flathead. This metal piece covering right here has a couple of prongs on the back side that keep it plugged in right there, and you just work those out. Same thing on the actual battery prongs, you'll notice these 4 holes right here. Let me see. Yeah, there's 4 little holes right here that also keep it adhered to the plastic. Don't know if you can see it, but they're there. Anyways, once you break free all the plastic little holdy thingies, basically your product's going to look something like this right here. And again, you always want to use care when pulling this. Mine's still sticky, so it's trying to find its way back home. That black piece comes off. You're then left with a slightly smaller apparatus. This right here is fine to stick in there into the back of your case. However, you still won't have NFC capabilities, as the back side of this coil, the part that touches your phone, is covered in magnet. This whole piece right here is nothing more than a big kitchen magnet. I was able to take that same screwdriver and carefully remove square by square. I was able to remove all the way down to the film. I etched out a pretty big surface. If you take a look at your NFC tags from Sprint, they fit just about right in there. It's just enough to let that NFC from the antenna and the battery to reach through past this magnetic surface. You probably don't want to remove all of it, because then you'll notice that once you go to put it on your power mat or your Verizon mat, it probably won't magnetize itself to the surface like it should, and that just helps make a steady bond with the coil, lines it up just right. So I only removed approximately about 5 or 6 rows worth of little squares. Looks like about a half, maybe even less than half an inch in height. And you also don't want to probably remove them right here with these circuitry run on the outside right here. You probably don't want to remove them from that. So after I did that, I placed it in my phone and noticed that I was able to get NFC contact now that it could get through the magnet zone. However, I was still struggling just slightly on getting the case to close. So I took it a step further. I know right now it already looks pretty thin, but I took it a step further. I took this basically heat shield and peeled it back off of the NFC portion of the charger, exposing the circuitry. And I went ahead and removed this metal casing. If I can turn it around for you. This metal casing right here, which protects like the little innards of the NFC, and that basically also has glue down in it. So you just got to take your time on peeling all this stuff off. It just takes time. Be patient with it, you know, unless you've got the money to go out and keep buying cases. I did all this on the first build, so it'll come off. Once that comes off, you have a smaller circuit board that shouldn't give you any problems fitting in the case better. And the last part that I ran into problems was there was one piece of circuit board, actual circuit board, and I know it's kind of hard to see it, but it adds in some thickness that was connected to the back side of those prongs that connect to the battery. And at first, when I had tried to get this to fit in my case, I took my Gerber and kind of carved away where that circuit board was resting in my case. I didn't damage the outside, of course, no damage to the outside, but I did kind of take a flat end, kind of like a prier, and kind of try to scrape the inside of that case to kind of give way, to give just a little more room. But that circuit board, like I said, was just still taking up too much space to get it closed. And then I took it a step further, like I said, and I basically took my hobby screwdriver, flathead, and I was able to pry away the circuit board from the actual circuit ribbon here. So as you can see, that circuit board that was adding just a little bit of thickness here to get that closed, I was able to remove that. So now I have nothing but ribbon plus the 2 contact leads. And at this point in the project, you're basically not going to get it any thinner than this. Not with this module anyway. You've got magnet on one side, thin coil on the other side, no circuit board minus the NFC adapter, which maybe someone with a little more knowledge would know how to remove this and directly solder this to this piece right here and just remove the NFC completely. But once all that's done and you get the circuit board, and like I said, take your time at prying all this off. This is all very flimsy, very delicate. But once you take your time, it should be able to lay basically flat as it can be on the back side of your Galaxy S3. As you saw in my previous video, my Galaxy S3 was able to wirelessly charge and still had NFC capability in this one area here towards the top of the phone where I removed those magnets. Maybe someone else can try this mod and maybe remove some more of that magnet on the back side to see if they get improved NFC quality. And that's all I have. Thank you for watching my post.